Greetings, this is Pink Frock Yellow Boots from Behavior, working towards achieving holistic health for everybody. Abuse and trauma leave a deep impact on every individual who faces them. And based on the individual, their personality, their support system, their environment, depends how they heal from it. In general, the human body is capable of healing itself and dealing with things on its own. However, there may be cases where dealing with things and situation by itself becomes difficult, and the impact of such things impair a healthy and happy living of the individual. Such a situation may lead to a diagnosis of PTSD. PTSD is post traumatic stress disorder. If we pay attention to the wordings used, it's post traumatic. That means post the traumatic event which an individual went through, they experience stress. Stress that is so impactful that it impairs their regular life, their daily activities and routine. Stress is used in a very generalized manner in our everyday life. However, when we speak of stress, stress has a lot of variation and its impact vary at different levels and lead to minimal damage to grave impact that can hamper an individual's life gravely. This is what we mean when we speak of PTSD. Thus, PTSD is the severe level of stress suffered by an individual mentally, emotionally, and physically after a traumatic event or exposure to trauma which they weren't able to deal with or heal from. Thus, any individual that suffers from distress and disruption in their life after an event has happened for more than a month, it is advised that they visit a professional, be it their own family doctor, a medical practitioner, or a mental health practitioner, to figure out what is it that is bothering them and if there is a chance that it needs attention from a professional, intervention can be provided to nip the issue in the bud. Next stage. PTSD in general will reflect in all areas of life. A symptom check can be having nightmares, flashbacks of event that was traumatizing, avoiding situation, place and people that remind them of the incident, always being hyper vigilant or on an alert, put having their guards on all the time, having trust issues, depressed mood, anger outbursts, irritability, anxiety, avoiding situations that stimulate or trigger their memory of trauma or abuse. In a more precise way, symptoms of trauma that prolong itself for more than a month may signify PTSD. Thus, it is important if the symptoms of trauma persist for more than 1.5 months. It is always better to have a medical professional diagnose it to have better help available in the initial stages. In general, PTSD is not restricted to some age, gender, nationality, race. It can happen to anybody and everybody, regardless of the differences that have been created. However, it is important to know that PTSD is something that can be treated. So, an individual who is suffering can be helped and bring oneself to living a happier and healthier life with professional help and treatment. PTSD is something that not only impacts the internal working of an individual, that is, their emotions, their mental thought process, their behavior, but also externally as their behavior changes, their interpersonal relationship changes, their functioning in the society, in their workplace, in their general conduct is also impacted. So, when something like this happens to oneself or the people around us, it is important that we pay attention and brought it in time to the notice. PTSD is treatable with medication as well as therapies, and not just psychotherapy but also art therapy, music therapy, animal assisted therapies have been showing results on treating PTSD. PTSD is something that can cause grave distress and impairment in a general healthy and happy living. However, it is possible to get healed from the impact of PTSD and live a healthier, happier life. Not to forget the importance of the support that the loved one and close people bring to the individual that help them heal faster. It is also shown that talking to people about their trauma without being judged, without being victimized or blamed helps a lot. In which group therapies do work well for PTSD symptoms. An abusive event that causes grave trauma to an individual can lead to PTSD. It could be anything and everything based on an individual's experience and can be completely different from individual to individual. But the good news is that it is treatable. An individual is not supposed to keep suffering because of something that happened and is deserving of living the best of life possible for themselves. Hope this helps. Seek out for your near and dear ones. Take care.